Happy Easter egg hunt and stuff, whatever. Anyway, this is your Fast Life motorcycle channel, and this is a Sunday vlog. Now, I'm going to start possibly doing this on a regular basis. Depends on the feedback, but I definitely want to do some kind of a motor vlog type of thing every once in a while. Now, there's a couple of topics I want to talk about really quickly. I'm going to try my best to keep this short and to the point. So first of all, the H2. Let's have a look.
Guys are pulling up. There's Chunky. Chunky and Jim. It's ridiculous. It comes on instantly. Oh my God.
You can hear the traction control starting to get into gear.
Oh wow.
You can see the haze coming off the tire. When you
So number one is 650 IB. By the way, subscribe to 650 IB. Really cool guy, great content. I actually met him at I think the New York Bike Show, and so definitely I can wholeheartedly say he's worth a sub. Definitely subscribe to his channel. Anyway, so he took the H2 out for the first time and pretty much tore the ZX10, a new one, and also the ZX14. Now, considering that it's cold right now, I think he's in Ohio, so it's cold out there. So you know he doesn't have the traction. The tires aren't really warmed up, and it's a brand new bike. You know what I mean? He's getting used to the power, so you know he was not riding really as hard as he can, or as hard as the bike is certainly capable of. So with that in mind, he was still able to beat a ZX10 and a ZX14R. Now, you got to also consider, so I gave you the perspective of 650 IB on that bike. Now, consider that the riders on the other bikes, they are not on new bikes. They've had their bikes for a while. They're already comfortable with those bikes. I'm pretty sure that they were riding harder than he was riding, yet he was dominating. Now, this is not really as surprising to me as I know it's going to be to a lot of people who did not get what I've been saying for months. Having that torque curve, a lot of people just tunnel vision. They look at this bike and they say, you know, the horsepower is not really that much more than a ZX10, and then it's heavier than a ZX10, but it's got a supercharger. Look at the torque curve. People have already done dyno runs on this. The torque from the very beginning starts at a considerable level. From the beginning, you have a decent amount of torque. A typical 1,000cc bike does not have a lot of torque until you get to a decent amount of RPMs. This bike starts from off the bat. It starts off with decent amount of torque, and then it quickly grows from there. So this is going to be kind of an instant on type of feeling. Now, especially depending on what kind of mode you have it in. But this, to me, I think the best way to describe it, those of you guys who have ridden electric motorcycles, I'm going to say that the H2 and H2R are probably going to be the closest, not probably, they would be the closest you can get to an electric bike. That instant torque, as soon as you twist the throttle, you're out of there. Now, this is the closest you can get without having that electric motor, because to make up for the electric motor, you have replaced the inadequate nature of that torque curve where you've got to get to the RPMs. Watch this video. I'll put a link in the description. Watch the video. You'll hear 650 IB says that you have to get to a certain amount of RPMs before you get power. Even a bike like the Hayabusa, which has a lot of torque, I think it's like 110 foot-pounds of torque or something like that. It's a ridiculous amount of torque. One of the most torques you can get out of any bike. A lot of power. You can really feel that grunt even at high speeds. However, even that bike, you've got to be at least, I would say, 5,000 RPM, maybe 4,000 to 5,000 RPMs before it starts to even wake up. And before it gets, it doesn't even get mean until maybe, I would say, I don't know, 6,000, 7,000 or 8, maybe. I think 8 is the number, I think. On a Hayabusa, you're doing 8,000 RPMs, you're already in beast mode. Now, the H2, H2R, you don't have to worry that much about this building of RPMs. As soon as you twist that throttle, she is pretty much ready to go. Now, you can dismiss people. Like, a lot of people dismiss what I was saying before. Now it's coming, the motorcycle magazines are doing reviews and confirming what I said months ago. 650IB did a review confirming what I said. If you don't believe what I'm saying, then all you have to know is this. Ricky Gatson is a 10, 11-time champion. I mean, he's a world champion drag racer, and the original H2R prototype that he rode, he said it scared him, the amount of power that it had, and he had a lot of trouble keeping the front wheel down. Now, that was without electronics. You got electronics now, but still, this guy drag races for a living, and it scared him. I mean, hello? You think that Ricky Gatson would get afraid of an HP4? You think he would get afraid of even a Superleggera? You got to think about what that means. And now we have Jason Britton. Really cool guy. You'll see some of his stunt videos on my channel. I got him at the DC motorcycle show. He just got his H2. His hands were shaking. Now, this guy stunts for a living. He does all kinds of crazy stuff on motorcycles, so he's very comfortable, jerking that throttle and doing all kinds of crazy things. You're lifting up the front wheel. I mean, can you imagine the burst of acceleration? If you guys haven't done wheelies, the burst of acceleration of picking up the front wheel on a motorcycle and just doing all those kind of tricks that they do. So he's used to being on the edge. His hands were shaking after riding the H2. 650IB just rode the bike, and it terrified him after just going down the block. So, people can, if you want to dismiss what I was saying before, you want to dismiss what I'm saying now, but how can you dismiss Ricky Gatson, Jason Britton, and now 650IB? Now, 650IB obviously not in the same category as the previous riders, but you have 3 riders here. Bottom line, 3 riders here. One of the first 3 riders, real riders, right? Not journalists or whatever. And they're all saying the same thing. Massive amounts of power off the bat. I mean, it's absolutely insane. And that's what this bike is all about, smiling from ear to ear. Just absolutely just feeling alive. Anyway, I will move on from that. Check out the video in the description. Kawasaki H2 riding first moto vlog from 650IB. Cool video, 650IB. Great stuff. And check out his channel. He's got lots of other great videos there as well. Go to his homepage. You can see the delivery of the bike. And he does, videos at the shows. He does moto vlogs. He does races. A lot of cool stuff. So check him out. Now, coming up, I was doing the CPRT, Carlyle Picks Rider Training Series. I'm going to be continuing that. That was mainly for new riders. But now it's time to step it up. I'm going to teach you guys how to win MotoGP. I can't teach you guys how to win MotoGP. I don't even race competitively. I don't have what it takes to do that. Not skill-wise, but I don't have the heart for that. What is required for you to be competitive in the racing scene? You have to be able to ride that edge between the limits of traction. If you ride any harder, you are going to crash. You have to ride right up against that limit. Sometimes you go over. You've seen guys, they slide out and things happen on the racetrack. But if you're not willing to get that close to the edge, then you're not going to win. Well, I'm not willing to live in that zone. I'll ride hard. I'll lean my bike. I'll drag my knees. But I am not willing to do what it takes to win races. However, I do have formal training. Now, I've done the basic course. I've done the advanced course. I've been on the racetracks. I've studied a lot of performance riding. And that is information I want to share with you guys. A lot of riders are out there. You guys don't have any training. Your buddies taught you how to ride, or you took a very basic course or whatever, and then you just been riding and you got comfortable and you feel like you're a champion or whatever. But there's a lot of stuff. Riding is a lifelong journey. These MotoGP guys are still learning. Even at the MotoGP level, I can guarantee you every single rider here is still learning. Whether it's whatever, it's they're turning, they're braking, there's something that they're working on. Learning to ride a motorcycle is a lifelong journey. I don't care how good you think you are. As a matter of fact, the better that you think you are is probably the lesser a rider you are. Because I think the better riders realize and are humble, realizing that there's so much more to learn. I spend so much time doing practice, emergency braking, swerving, you know, a lot of different techniques. And there's so much stuff that I haven't even really gotten into. Sliding the bike around, for example. You know, I would like to get more comfortable with the wheels sliding around, but I'm not there yet. So bottom line is, for the average rider on the road, which a lot of you fit into that category, there's a lot of stuff that I can share with you guys. I know going to these courses, I highly recommend them, but a lot of you guys can't afford it. So I'm going to help you guys out and share what I've learned. I've spent the money, I've spent the time, and I'm willing to share that with my subscribers. And to get notified on these videos, I'm going to be creating a mailing list for you guys. You definitely want to sign up for that. Now, I have a mailing list already for hot motorcycle videos. I'm going to be notifying you guys about hot motorcycle videos from Your Fast Life, also from Riding with Tom, and also from 650 IB. So it's not just videos from my channel. It's going to be hot motorcycle videos, cream of the crop only. All the rest of the videos are just going to be on G+. These are only going to be the best. All right, so sign up for that. Now, I'm going to be creating a mailing list also for the rider training series, which I'm going to be sending out for you guys that you guys want to follow along with that course as well. And we're going to cover a lot of things, you know, how to do turns, braking, acceleration, how to get to your top speed on the bike. We're going to cover it all. For example, I know a lot of you guys don't even understand this. Look at this picture right here. Why is this guy dragging his knee on the ground? What's that all about? Why does he have this thing on his pants? I know some people probably think that that's to protect his knees. It is not to protect his knees. What he has on his pants right there is pretty much a gauge. It's a lean angle gauge. Now, the purpose of that basically is to indicate how much the bike is leaned over. As you can see, he's looking through the turn, which is another technique that we'll talk about. He's looking through the turn. He's looking where he's headed, not looking forward where the bike is pointed. So he's not looking down. It's hard to really get a sense of how much more lean you have before you get into trouble. But by using your knees as a gauge, you can basically know how much more lean you have before you get in trouble. So again, that's an important piece of information that you need to ride competitively and to ride quickly. All right, so that is really the point of that, and I know a lot of riders don't appreciate, understand, or realize that is what the point of that is. But we'll be talking about a lot of that stuff, how to balance your motorcycle, which I think is a key skill set, balancing the front tire with the back tire. You have more weight on the front, that's where you can lose the front. More weight on the back, that's where you can lose the back. How do you balance the front and the back, the amount of traction that is on those tires? Going through the turn with a little bit of throttle as opposed to just idling through the turn where you don't have a lot of force on the back tire, and that's how you can lose the back tire. But if you're giving it a little bit of throttle, that way you can have a little bit of the traction in the back and the front, and the bike is more balanced, more stable. Therefore, you can go through the turns faster. We're talking a lot of that stuff. Talk about why do you hang off? What's the whole point of hanging off? What does that really do? What's the proper way to do it? So I'm going to cover all that stuff in my advanced rider training series, so stay tuned for that. And definitely subscribe to or sign up for my mailing list for the hot motorcycle videos. I'll be doing another one for the rider training series, and I will send it out to you guys as well. And finally, well, not finally, this is what we just talked about. So we're talking about, you know, apex, early apex, road apex, delayed apex, and different types of basically go through all the lines, the racing lines. Now, this is not just for people who want to race. This is for people who want to learn more about their motorcycles, want to ride better, safer. You don't even have to be trying to be competitive or trying to be quick. Just learning more about riding and performance riding can actually save your life. Because what if there's a situation where you need to dodge something, where you need to do a radical maneuver? Do you have the skill set to do it? Or are you going to just crash or drop the bike and possibly end your life? So learning how to ride like a MotoGP racer can actually save your life. Also, being able to handle these really powerful motorcycles, right? Stay tuned. You're watching Your Fast Life motorcycle channel, and I've got a lot of awesome stuff coming up, so just stay tuned. I appreciate all the support from all you guys. We're about to hit 10,000 subscribers, and always go to my main channel page, look, see what videos are there. You got the motorcycle reviews, you got motorcycle action videos. I'm liking other people's videos as well, so you can see what videos I liked. Like I liked the 650IB video and Bike Magazine Capanora video. I almost said Capanora. Motorcycle safety videos are here, and motorcycle show videos are here, so definitely check it out. This is Carlyle, and you're watching Your Fast Life, and I am out.